A national group says the Arkansas State Crime Lab takes too long to finish cases. In this 4029 News investigation, our Ben Wagner explains why that's leaving families wondering and waiting to find out how their loved ones died.
How long would you wait to find out what killed your loved one? 2 weeks? A month? 2 months? Well, we pulled the records that show if they died either in Arkansas or in Oklahoma, you'll likely wait longer than that to know anything.
He came home from school. He was at a football game. He came home with a fever.
That's where it all started for Inga Brothers on a seemingly normal weekend in October of last year. Her 15-year-old son Ross wasn't feeling well that Sunday. When she couldn't wake him up from a nap, paramedics rushed him to the hospital.
By that time, I was on my knees, begging to God, begging, to anybody who would listen.
Her son died that day, unexpectedly, meaning the Arkansas State Medical Examiner's Office would handle his autopsy. Brothers says the medical examiner's office told her it could be 6 months to a year before she found out how he passed away.
I've called every week, and I never get phone calls back.
The medical examiner's office says it has no record of Brothers ever calling and told us they would never tell a family an investigation would take that long. But how long does it take to finish a death investigation in Arkansas? We obtained records showing the office's autopsy statistics from the last 5 years. Last year, the department took longer than 60 days to finish nearly 60% of its cases. The National Association of Medical Examiners, or NAME, requires accredited offices like Arkansas to have fewer than 10% of cases go unfinished for 60 days.
If you're not NAME accredited, you're not serving your community appropriately.
We took the Arkansas numbers to the National Association of Medical Examiners Vice President Dr. David Fowler. He says, based on what he saw, Arkansas's Medical Examiner's Office shouldn't be fully accredited.
No, at this stage they actually have a Phase 2 violation, which is what we would consider to be a relatively major violation. This would prevent them from having full accreditation.
These things take time, and we need to make sure that we're able to do it efficiently and we're producing results that can upstand any kind of scrutiny.
Kermit Channel is the executive director of the State Crime Lab and oversees the medical examiner's office. The 5 doctors on staff worked more than 1,400 cases last year collectively, many involving lab work on DNA or drugs, which makes the process slower, he says. Still, he admits, the office could be better.
We're still working on trying to improve that time, because what's important is the toxicology results have to come back as quick as we can.
NAME says that Arkansas is below national standards, but walk across into neighboring Oklahoma and the situation here gets even worse.
It's more than just a certificate on the wall that says we're accredited. It shows the world that we're meeting basic minimum standards that are proscribed by our accrediting body.
The State Medical Examiner's Office there lost its accreditation in 2009. The chief medical examiner says at one point his doctors worked more than 800 autopsies each a year. The NAME standard is 250 per doctor per year.
It may not be the case anymore, but when we first started here and there were only 6 physicians, we could really accurately say that this was the busiest forensic pathology practice in terms of physician workload in the country.
NAME also revoked Oklahoma's accreditation because the building was in bad shape. So bad, the chief medical examiner says the office won't get its accreditation back until the state builds a new facility.
We have no chance of regaining that accreditation until about 2018, 2019, because the buildings aren't up to accreditation standards. And so even if we had enough physicians to do the workload, they would take one look at these buildings and go, no, it's not going to happen here.
Oklahoma's average turnaround time is about 120 days. The chief medical examiner is trying to get that number down to a 90-day average, an improvement, but still below national standards.
We'll get there, but it's a slow rebuilding process.
During the course of our investigation, the Arkansas Medical Examiner's Office determined how Brothers' son died. The case took 98 days to finish. Ben Wagner, 4029 News.
Dropping to provisional status or losing accreditation wouldn't cost the department any funding, but it could draw unwanted negative attention. On 4029tv.com, you can find the full Arkansas State Crime Lab list of all the autopsy results.